So, as mentioned, I watched Top Gun when I was 12, and I decided I was going to be Tom Cruise. I think I'm doing a pretty good impersonation of him, don't you think? We even got the jacket, the hairdo. Didn't have many friends back then, but I knew what I wanted to do. And I was really focused on becoming Maverick. From the age of 12, joined the Air Cadets, went through school, went through university, all that good stuff. And actually surprised myself by getting through the flying training system and doing all right. I got all the way to the Hawk, which is what the Red Arrows fly, going at 420 knots or 450 miles an hour. And I was this close to being Maverick. And then I just choked. Can't really explain why, I just choked. And I failed. And my fast jet career was over. It's called being chopped in the trade. And that's when I changed to being a helicopter pilot. Now you might say, what's that got to do with change? Well, actually for me, it had everything to do with change, because I'd spent 12 years gearing myself up to being a fighter pilot. So that was a huge change for me. And I was incredibly resistant to this change. And the reason I was resistant to this change is because I was afraid my friends wouldn't talk to me if I failed to be Maverick. Because I'd kind of staked my whole identity on being Maverick. I was known as Fighter Pilot Fern. I used to go out for drinks in London with all my university friends, and they'd wheel me out and I'd be this exotic animal. Like, yeah, I'm a fighter pilot, da, da, da. And I'd have the undivided attention of everyone in the room, which I quite enjoyed. And I was certain that if I said, I've actually failed, I'm going to be a helicopter pilot, they wouldn't talk to me. Now, this is not a reflection on my friends, okay? This is a reflection on me. Because when I did finally tell them, they just said, oh, so rather than Top Gun, it's Airwolf. Fine, we don't really care. But the point is, I convinced myself that I was nothing unless I was Maverick. And that's why I was so resistant to the change. I'm telling you that because I think that tells us a lot about why we resist change. Because I think when it really comes down to it, we resist change because we don't believe in ourselves. And it turns out, I'm not alone. I put this out to poll, and the largest barrier to change is lack of self-belief. In fact, I don't know about you, but I have lost count of the amount of people who are capable and intelligent and wonderful who have some kind of self-doubt. So if you recognise yourself in this story, can I assure you that you're not the only one?